Killing the game.
You're killing the game?
Yeah, no, we're killing.
Oh, definitely. I thought you were doing the EA Sports. It's in the game. I thought you were doing some sort of Lima time. They're killing the game.
When I was 11, that was the most exciting sound to hear the EA Sports.
Oh, it's absolutely electric. Yeah, I used to get Madden on. That was like Christmas present. So I would get the new Madden every Christmas, and it was off the chain. All right. Well,
and on Christmas you could play it loud. Like you could put it on the speakers. Everyone, you can hear it real loud.
Yeah, you can pretty much do whatever you want, and people aren't allowed to be annoyed with you because they're drunk on eggnog or whatever. Which is as gross as it gets.
It's awful. I've never had it, and I never want to have it.
No, I mean, I don't want an egg drink. No, thank you.
Yeah, no thanks on egg drinks.
Glad we agree on that. All right, I'm giving you this link. Then we're good to go.
Where are you sending it?
Sending it straight to hell. Maybe do it in the chat here in the Zoom.
All right.
Once I figure out where that is. Oh, it's probably in the thing that says chat. That's pretty sick. All right. Figured if we're going to stream it, we might as well get people to listen to it.
It's a good call.
All right, it's in the link's in the chat. And other than that,
I see it.
And if you're listening to this late and you aren't on the live stream, you are a bad listener and fan. And although I do want you to continue to listen to it, just know that we aren't pleased with you.
Yeah, no. What are you doing? It's 8:00 on a Friday night.
Obviously,
like, what could you possibly have going on? We're recovering. We're going to talk through it.
Yeah, this is where the party is at. If you've heard the song "Where the Party At,"
by Jagged Edge featuring Nelly.
Is it Nelly or is it Jermaine Dupri?
No, it was definitely Nelly.
That's a good song.
It is a great song.
Because I would also like to know where Double Cardi at, you know?
Yeah. Mix it good to Chris, baby. What's wrong with that?
Awesome.
I'm home by myself for the next 3 hours. Like my kids at a sleepover.
Turn up.
Amy's at a show. Like you better believe that within 4 seconds of this show ending, I'm going to be listening to that song at an extremely loud volume.
That's good. That's better that's a little bit more hype than getting turned to David Gray. Although we do love David Gray.
I love David Gray. I love him so much.
You just love sad British singer-songwriters.
I have two genres, and Kami has gone on record as saying that they're the two genres that I absolutely adore are like sugary sweet, cavity-inducing pop music and sad bastard music. And David Gray is definitely sad bastard music.
Yeah, that's a good balance. You have to have something to you have to have Morrissey to counterbalance Taylor Swift. You can't shake it off without having to want to kill yourself on the other side.
You say that because, and it's funny because I've had 3 songs on repeat. Like there's one of 3 songs stuck in my head at any given moment, and it's Love Song by Sarah. It's Love Song, but I'll start that over. There are 3 songs that are constantly just blaring in my head, and the first one is Love Song by Sarah Bareilles. The second
don't wanna write you a love song because you need one. Yeah, that's a good song.
Blank Space by Taylor Swift.
Awesome.
And Dead in the Water by David Gray. Those are the 3 songs that at any given moment, that's what my brain is playing.
That's not bad. I'd have to go. Mine's Move Bitch Get Out the Way is one. And yeah, that's definitely one that's constantly going. And then there's I don't know. I have to think about that because there's definitely an answer, but I don't know. But definitely that one's on there. So I don't know.
What's the worst song? I'm this is a weird question to ask, and it's one that you probably have to think about. But I was thinking about this recently. The worst song that you absolutely adore. Like all three of those songs are on their merit good songs, but there's one song that I'm thinking of that I freaking love it, but I know that it is just absolute garbage.
I love the Macarena.
It kind of goes hard.
It doesn't go hard. I don't like it. That's a lie. That's what I call a bit.
I mean, I think the bass in the Macarena. I mean, my employer, I come across the Macarena from time to time. And it's not. I don't hate it.
Well, I just don't know. I don't understand what they're saying. I just don't like it. I wish they'd speak English. You know what I mean? And you can tell I did that accent, which means I'm doing a voice, which means I'm doing a character, which means I'm not racist. Okay.
Right.
I don't know any song that I like. I would say that it's good. I don't know if I like it would be a bad song. And people might, you know what I mean? I don't know.
That's fair.
What's yours? Let me get your answer, and then I'll piggyback off that maybe.
So mine, like I do have a bit with my wife that anytime that I hear Butterfly by Crazy Town.
Okay. That's a good answer.
I don't really care for that song all that much, but I refer to it as our song. She absolutely. I was like, oh, and I'll take a picture of like the radio when it says like Crazy Town Butterfly, and I'll send it to her. I'll be like, oh baby, it's our song. And she does not care for that bit like at all. But the song that I'm thinking of is Paralyzer by Finger 11.
I have no idea who that is or what that is. So
that's your homework. I'll watch Little Big League next week.
You will not. But the difference is Little Big League is elite and amazing. And there's no telling what this song is that I'm listening to.
It's terrible, but I absolutely like it. Gets me. It's on every like running playlist that I've made for the last like 6 years. Like it's so bad, but it hypes me up.
Fun quick story about Crazy Town. We booked them for a fraternity, we had a big concert and fraternity party, and we had the worst possible group of bands. It was Crazy Town, it was Orgy, it was fucking like Seether, and like it was just like literally the worst. But Crazy Town, they got booed by everybody because they were just all hammered and couldn't do anything. And like people just yelling, play Butterfly, and like they wanted to play their new shit. I mean, it was really like they were awful, just incorrigible, and as to be expected, they were a town of crazies.
There was one year, so like every year I went to Abilene Christian University, and every year
home of the fighting
Wildcats.
Fighting Christians. I have no idea.
Fighting the Crusaders.
Nice.
I wish the Crusaders would have been tight actually.
The
they tried that Knights Templars even better. They try to have like a kind of a bigger concert like every year, and somehow it's such a weird story, but like my dad has, and I'm not going to get into that.
Okay.
I had a connection with Better Than Ezra's tour manager, and again we're talking about like 2000 2001.
Yeah, that's right. That's right in this lane. That's exactly when this was going on as well.
And so I was like, and so I asked, I was like, what if they played? And I asked him, what if they played on top of a dorm?
Okay.
And we had like a rooftop and it was like a 3-story dorm. Like it wasn't like the Beatles rooftop concert.
Wait, on campus at Abilene Christian? Okay, you're up a creek right now, but I'd like to hear how this plays out. Yeah,
and so like the budget for the concert was like $50,000, and they said the tour manager was like, I floated it. They freaking love it. They're playing in Dallas. Like they're going from, it's perfect for Abilene. They were going from El Paso to Dallas, and okay. Abilene's, between the two. And he's like, they love it. $12,000. And I'm like, okay, so I go talk to, sort of like the student council, as the student body vice president or whatever that was in charge of the concert. And I was like, dude, we can get Better Than Ezra to play on the rooftop of the dorm for $12,000. And he was like, that sounds cool, but we're going to get Creed. And
which is much better. Well, it depends how you're looking at it, but that isn't much.
I do love Better Than Ezra, but
there's nothing better than Ezra. I mean, no, that rules. Creed is a step up, and especially at that time, you couldn't stop Creed.
So anyway, Creed wanted $75,000, and the administration wouldn't sign off on it, so we had no concert that year. We could have had a few concerts for what Better Than Ezra was willing to play.
You didn't just get consolation. You didn't just get Third Day. Just Third Day shows up.
The DC Talk.
Third Day does rock. I mean, they're the Pearl Jam of Christian rock and roll. But yeah, that's the only thing I could reference. Yeah, DC Talk. All those sick. Christian
So this
groups.
This
Michael
is postseason episode 6. We've gone a good 10 minutes without even mentioning that. Hey, the Astros have a 3-2 series lead. I have a question that's going to be more of an overall theme. But before I get to that, let's kind of talk through games 4 and 5.
Well, okay.
So game 4 was the combined no-hitter game.
Which absolutely insane, and it's still kind of unfathomable, honestly.
It's the night after the Phillies straight up torched Lance McCullers Jr. for 5 home runs.
Yeah.
They end up getting no hit by Christian Javier, who started a combined no-hitter back in June against the Yankees at Yankee Stadium. Is Christian Javier actually the most clutch pitcher in the rotation?
I mean, well, yeah. I mean, you can't over Framber. I don't know if we could do that, but he definitely has been. He has the highest ceiling. He's always had the best stuff. Strom loved him. Yeah, it was always a matter of time before he put it all together, and he was getting the chance to show what he could do. I mean, when's the last time he actually gave up a hit? Didn't he no hit the Yankees a couple? I mean, did he seriously? How many hits has he given up in his last few starts? There's not very many.
All right, I'm actually going to look this up.
Legitimately, like a ridiculous. Yeah, he no hit the Yankees once and he got taken out, or was it one hit or something? He did pretty much the same thing.
Pretty much the same thing. Yeah. So this post, oh my God, it's better than I thought.
Of course, it's crazy.
He has pitched in 3 games, 1 in the ALDS, game 1. He actually gave up a run, and that was the Jordan game. That was 8-7.
Okay.
The 8-7 Jordan walk off. 1 1/3 innings, 1 hit, 1 earned run, a solo shot. I don't care who it was to. It doesn't matter.
Some Mitch Haniger, some idiot. It doesn't matter.
Jay Buhner.
It was Jay Buhner.
ALCS game 3 at Yankee Stadium, 5 1/3, 1 hit, 5 Ks, 3 walks. World Series game 4, 6 innings, no hits, no earned runs, 9 Ks, 2 walks. So this postseason, we're looking at 11 2/3 innings of 2 hit, 1 earned run, 16 strikeout, 5 walk pitching.
Yeah, but I was even going back further than that to his last couple starts. He didn't give up.
All right, so that's
anything to the Phillies, and I mean, I don't know. I'm going back to like literally, I can't remember the last time he gave up more than 1 or 2 hits. Holy crap! It's ridiculous. Okay. It's crazy.
So his last 4 starts in the regular season at Detroit, at Tampa, at Baltimore, and then against Tampa. 23 innings pitched, 6 hits, no earned runs, 29 strikeouts, 6 walks.
Oh my God. Oh my God. So what are we? Jesus. Yeah, he's filthy.
Holy crap.
You can't the way he. Yeah, his stuff's filthy, but it's hard to pick up on what he's doing, and he's man. I don't know. You can't if he's on his game. He's seemingly untouchable, and it looks like we have a little bit of evidence to back that up. That's wild.
Since the All-Star break, which is 13 games. This is regular season because Baseball Reference won't let you combine regular season and postseason. So since the All-Star break, Christian Javier, 13 games, 12 starts, 70 1/3 innings pitched, 37 hits, 14 earned runs, 82 strikeouts, 22 walks. 152 batting. It's a 505 OPS in the regular season against. That's insane.
Yeah. So, I mean, is it because he didn't have the innings to qualify for Cy Young and all that stuff? That is where he flew under the radar. I mean, people, or they're just the Astros are so deep. They're like, we got to worry about Framber, and then he just falls to the wayside or something, because that's as dominant as it gets.
Yeah, and I don't know what the cutoff for Cy Young is, but 4 of his first 5 appearances were out of the bullpen. No, they were sort of longer. Well, his season opener, which is game 3, he threw 1 2/3, but his next relief appearance was 3 innings. The one after that was 3.2 innings. Then he started a game against the Rangers. They won that, of course. He got torched at Washington on May 14th.
They were cheating.
3 2/3, 8 hits, seven earned runs. So he got worked there, but and then got worked a couple of times. Seattle got him for 5 runs.
But it seems when he's at his best,
Royals got him for 5 runs in July somehow.
Yeah, they cheated as well.
But I mean, we're talking about since the beginning of September, this man has given up 2 earned runs in 8 appearances. Yeah,
and not much traffic on the bases. Pretty much nothing.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So
okay,
that's wild.
Well,
so yeah, no, Chris. I mean, it's hard to say he's not the most clutch pitcher. 7 no-hit innings at Yankee Stadium, 13 strikeouts, 1 walk. Followed that up against the Angels with 7 1-hit, which was a solo shot, 14 Ks. Like the man had 2 starts where he threw 14 innings, gave up 1 hit, 1 earned run, struck out 27 and walked 1.
That's wild. I mean, and just the stakes too. I mean, that couldn't have been a bigger. I mean, I'd argue that game 4 was more pivotal than the game yesterday. Just with that, with you just kind of got some questions. You just got absolutely bone crushed, and but that's what we said. We said the last time we did one of these shows is that's what separates the Astros is that they don't care. They shut the door on a loss and it's coming back and it doesn't affect them in any way. They're not thinking about it. They don't care. They'll come back and more often than not. And I don't have any number. Obviously, I have no numbers to back this up, but I'm sure that I'm sure they would. That after they get demolished or embarrassed, that they've come out the next game and usually flip the script.
Yeah. So that leads us to game 5.
Stressful. Cortisol levels are elevated.
Just 9 innings. How long that game had to have been? It had to have been 3.5 hours.
It was at least half an eternity for sure.
I'm going to look up how long that game was.
I think it was regular time, wasn't it? I mean, time really didn't exist while this was going on. It didn't exist. So I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's extremely fair. So 3-2 Astros win, 3 hours, 57 minutes.
Okay. Well, that's about right for the World Series. And it's usually stretched out a little bit.
Yeah. That was one of the most freaking nerve-wracking games that I tweeted. I was like, this is the most, I tweeted last night. I was like, this is the most stressful baseball game that I can remember watching. And I remember 2017 World Series game 5.
That game wasn't stressful. That was just an absolute debacle.
I think I referred to that game maybe in a separate tweet. The game 5, 2017 game 5 was just like the Oasis, like be here now, just like Coke fueled orgy. That was just bombs on bombs and just momentum shifts. And it wasn't so much stressful as it was just a kind of a roller coaster of emotions. This was last night was just
intense.
It was a Michael Mann movie, but it was 4 hours long. And I haven't seen The Irishman, so I can't. And I know that's not
there's nothing intense about that unless you want to see bad CGI of an old decrepit De Niro throwing a punch like an absolute old man, even though he's supposed to be young and spry.
I keep thinking I should watch it, but I'm like, I'm not spending 3.5 hours watching it.
I mean, it was okay. I mean, I watched it. It was something, but anyway. All right.
I'm not watching that. But this was absolutely terrible. And let's give Verlander. I mean, Justin Verlander deserves credit. And we've talked about
thank God for that, right? Not just because that's our team, but thank God just for him and everything like that.
Yeah.
I had extra nerves for him. Like his legacy was truly on the line. Absolutely. And that you just that's a lot of pressure that just with the team, all that, that's a lot to be on on somebody,
And it's one of those things that especially for him, like we talked about on I think the last one, that the narrative kind of got away from him a little bit, but the game one did not help his narrative. And
no, definitely not.
And it was absolutely terrible. But also, like, he did this in the ALDS, like game one. Like, the Mariners got out to such a big lead because like they tagged up Verlander like often. And so he finally gets the World Series, and he finally gets that World Series win. And good for him. But when he gave up that leadoff bomb to Schwarber, I'm like, this dude doesn't care. Like, not that he doesn't care, like he does not have it. Like, that's all there is to it.
Oh, I disagree. I was able to immediately calm myself and those around me. Just like, no, he gives up solo shots. He got an early strike call, high, a little bit above the zone. I was like, if he's getting that call, he's good. He just left that pitch a little bit down. He gives up, that's the solo shot is vintage Verlander, and he'll do exactly what he did. Not give up he won't give up anything else. And so I was just like, no, I'll wait to panic and if anything else happens. But he got nervous a couple of times and started overthrowing, and he was able to reel himself in this time and get out of it rather than give up the big hit.
Yeah. The 4 walks tie a postseason career high. He last walked 4 batters in 2018 ALCS game 1, which we don't talk about that because that's the one game the Astros won in that series.
We also, I think some of those walks were Harper, and he just wasn't going to let him hit a home run, let it get beat. Put runners on. No, it's inconsequential. Excellent. Move to the next guy. I mean, Harper and who's after Harper? Is it Castellanos?
Castellanos, yeah.
Yeah, so that's a completely different beast than Bryce Harper playing at his best. So base runners are inconsequential if you're not giving up the long ball. So I had no problem with that. He was throwing inside, and honestly, I'll give the Phillies credit for they had an approach. They were laying off the high fastball, which they are usually susceptible to, and they made Verlander throw the breaking ball for strikes, and he just was able to do that. So I mean, Verlander just beat them, and that's just what it was.
Laying off the high fastball is something that Yordan Alvarez has forgotten how to do this postseason.
Yeah,
it's not been great, and I don't know if the 2 home runs early in the ALDS in games 1 and 2, if that kind of, because I remember, and I'm not, and in no way am I comparing Yordan Alvarez to Tyler White, but Tyler White came out, remember, in 2016 and hit like 4 home runs in the first like 6 games of the 2016 season, and then thought like that's something that he can do all the time. Like, I wonder if Yordan goes up there thinking like, I need to hit a home run, and rather than just sort of letting the situation come and adjusting however it sort of plays out.
Yeah, I think he seems to be pressing a little bit, but I don't know if he's thinking home run. He's such a pure hitter that where he'll hit a line drive up the middle, he'll go the other way. He's a hitter with crazy power. He's not a typical slugger that's just hitting. True. He's not going to hit 200, 185, but hit you 50 bombs. He hits for a pretty high average and will take what the pitchers give him. So I think he's just pressing some, and also just with the microscope on, everything can be glaring. And I think it's just baseball's swings and you ebbs and flows, and just kind of is what it is. I mean, I don't know. We get, as Astros fans, we're getting pretty greedy on these players about what they're doing in the postseason when we basically grew up not ever having any production ever in a postseason ever.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true.
So yeah, I mean, at some point you guys, like the Altuve, something had to change on that, which it seems to have done, and that's probably because of the blessing of the Ghost Wolf. But
I want to get to that.
Yeah, we can.
Here in just a second.
But so I don't know. It's just, this has been an absolute team wins this postseason, and
you've got your number 3
out tomorrow. I really do.
You've got your number 3 hitter. Yordan Alvarez went 4 for 8, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs in the first 2 games of the postseason, and in the 10 games since, which somehow the Astros are 8-2. Jordan's gone 5 for 40 with 15 strikeouts. He's been hit by he has more hit by pitches than he does extra base hits in the last 10 games. 125, 271, 175 on a 200 BABIP, 446 OPS. It's not sustainable, and it'd be nice for Jordan to come out and hit 4 bombs tomorrow. Like that would be ideal. Let's do that. Like call that play, Dusty.
Yeah, he won't. He's too scared. Actually, he's not scared. I got to give Dusty some credit for just kind of switching stuff up, not being scared to make some lineup changes in the on the biggest stage.
I was
getting the I had no idea that Hensley was 6'6". I didn't know we had Lurch playing for us.
We have our own illegal tree.
Yeah, he is, but he's a very skinny. He's a very skinny tree. He needs to bulk up.
Slender man looking at.
Yeah, that's very scary. Yeah, I like that. Playing Hensley, maybe you can make the argument that he was forced into that because everybody else had been so god awful that it was
so bad.
Literally anybody that 2 raccoons in a trench coat might have been a viable option if they were on the roster.
You can't. I cannot because and I don't know what to make of Mancini. I mean, and I want to get to Mancini's play in a second as well, but what to make of Mancini with the bat, what to make of Diaz with the bat, like how what the Astros have done to this point with the production that they've gotten from those key spots, from leadoff with Altuve, from Jordan, from the DH spot. Those are 3 spots where you should be mashing, and they just haven't. It just hasn't clicked, and it's only been 12 games. And if this happens in May or June, you don't notice it. But of course it's different now. Like that's not surprising. But how the Astros are freaking 10-2 this postseason without significant portions of their lineup producing, it's nuts.
Well, it's because they have the best starting pitching and they have the best bullpen in the league, and it's just so much better than the competition that it's not even funny. And the bullpen has been absolutely insane. I mean, as shut down as it gets. So you get a 3-2 lead, you get a lead, that's over. That's been over. Ball game. That's a wrap.
No one. 2019 says hello. We're not going to talk.
Don't ever say those numbers on here again. Are you crazy? Ghost of Howie Kendrick he's been summoned, and now please do not.
I've still can't. So there's been some superstition involved. Actually, I want to get to that in a second.
Let's give real points that are actually based in stuff on this realm, on this planet.
There's the superstition's real.
It is.
To Mancini, as terrible as he's been with the bat, basically since like his first week, he was really good, hit some key home runs, and has done absolutely nothing ever since. But we are always going to remember Chas McCormick's catch. Like that is going to be an indelible memory. And that's part of that's Astros canon. Like that
Mancini's play. You're gonna get Mancini's play. It's just as big in my opinion.
Mancini, no, but that was nobody out or nobody on base. That was just a freaking great catch. Mancini's play actually saved 3 runs. Like Mancini's play was more impactful.
There was a runner on base for one there.
I think there were 3.
No, I'm talking for the Chaz's catch.
I don't think
that was going to tie the game. I thought there was somebody on. I don't know, man. Again, that's a big blur, and I was absolutely hammered by that point.
Hang on, I've got it. Let's see.
I thought that was going to tie the game. There was one runner on, but I could be crazy.
That was the 8th, right?
Was it? Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So Schwarber, there were 2 runners on. It was 3-1 Astros. Segura singled.
Right.
So Stott walked. Segura singled, which at that point you're 7 and 8 hitters. Both of them get on base.
Yeah, it was very upsetting.
Marsh and Montero kind of lost the plot there for a little bit, and then Marsh struck out, and then Schwarber hit that ground out. Segura was already to second base when with a runner on, on third at that point.
Yeah, and he can fly.
That ties the game. That's
3-3. For sure.
If that gets past him, at 3-3 in the bottom of the eighth, the momentum's gone the other way. You don't know what happened. So again, it's like we're always going to remember Chas McCormick's catch. We always should. Like that's not anything. I'm not taking anything away from McCormick, but it was that there was nobody on base when McCormick hit there was one out, nobody on base. If anything, but also you've got Real Mutu on second, possibly third, with Harper and Castellanos coming up. So both important, but it was we don't need to lose sight of Mancini's play.
No, absolutely not. I mean, I'd love to see it just for him, so all the dumb people that are just filled with hate and vitriol on Mancini, just how the train was terrible. And truth be told, it could be something that keeps Click from having a job here, but
it could.
But yeah, Mancini's such a good dude, and obviously he's on the Astros, so we're rooting for him. But I'm rooting for him no matter what team he's playing for. Like, that dude rules, and he's always just putting his head down and trying to do his best. So it was nice to see him make a actual crucial contributing play to help us win a game in the World Series. So that's awesome, man.
And also keep in mind, if you're hating on Mancini, you are hating on a cancer survivor, and you need to reevaluate your life's choices.
Yeah, you're lying down to cancer if you're doing that. You're not standing up to it. You're lying down for cancer. So stupid.
You are flipping off cancer.
Yeah, that's pathetic. So I'm glad to see that for him.
So to the superstition, you started Wolf Church.
Oh man, yeah.
Before Game 4. And
so I've done it before. I didn't do it for Game 5, but I did. I did a quick blessing, but Game 4, yeah, I didn't get to stream it, but I have it all recorded. So I think I'm going to add some Wolf Church on to the end of this little episode, because we had some very prophesying on there.
Yeah,
pretty tight.
That's sweet. And so you did Wolf Church. I lost my keys right before Game 4 started. Can't find them. Absolutely no idea where they are.
That could be something that has to do with the black magic I was doing. You might have just got caught up in the realm, and you got your keys were lost. You're lost to another dimension or something. It's possible.
Because my keys are either here at the house. Like I drove home from the grocery store and then lost them. Like they are either, but also Kami left like as soon as I got home from the grocery store. So they're either here, or I just did something really stupid and put them on top of the car. And forgot, and she just drove off, and they're in the middle of the road somewhere, even though I've walked where they. No,
you got to check your refrigerator, check where you put your groceries up. Most likely not. You usually don't do something. As somebody, I'm a just an elite Hall of Fame member of losing keys, wallets, phones, all of those things. I am a veteran.
That's interesting.
Yeah. It's usually in a place where
I'm not sure, even though I've been in there a decent amount in the last 72 hours. I didn't check that. So Game 6, you've got Framber going against a more rested Zach Wheeler, who is going on, I think, a little bit of short rest in game 2.
Told you Thompson was going to blow it. And I think he has. I think that that's just exactly what I expected. That this bringing Nola back. I don't know, just the way, and I really personally, I would have gone with Wheeler yesterday, and I wouldn't have let retired Thor. I don't know, figure that out and come back with Suarez or whatever. I don't know. That was. I don't think that was a mistake, but that's just on me. I don't know.
He's Syndergaard is more Vigo the Carpathian at this point than he is.
Yeah, we said that last night. Yeah, he definitely is. He's got a big time Vigo, and he is the Scourge of Moldavia, the sorrow of whatever it is. On a river of blood, on a mountain of skulls.
I've been trying all day not to think about how if the Astros had held on to Game 1, then last night would have been it.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. I was like, makes that a little bit more frustrating. But that's what that makes the games have been, I guess they haven't been that close. It's been 2 blowouts and then these 2 close games. So I guess it hadn't really been that close. But it's been even other than them destroying McCullers, like they really haven't done anything.
Yeah, 6-5 Philly in game one. That was the game.
God, game one. I'm not even gonna focus on it because we're gonna wrap it up tomorrow, and I think that's that.
5-2 game two, 7-0 Philly game three, 5-0 Astros game four, 3-2.
So yeah, it's just that home field advantage for those giant bats that couldn't be stopped. Really didn't that crowd that was unlike anything that the world has ever seen. An environment no team could ever get used to. That it was just too much of an advantage, and it was going to be too hard to do anything against the Phillies at home. And okay, well, you lose 2 out of 3. That's not great.
So my last question, and then I'll see what you have. My last question is this, because I was thinking about this when I was coming home. Has this postseason been fun?
Yeah, because we've got to witness some walk-off wins, some greatness. It's been tense, but I think that we forget how stressful a World Series run is. It's whatever the thing that women get to forget how painful pregnancy is, so they have more kids. I think we have that with the World Series. Like, oh, this is going to be fun. And you realize that you are sitting through to get, just every postseason game is so intense that it really does take a lot out to you. So it's been intense, but we've had a no-hitter, beating the Yankees again, the walk-offs, the Jordan in the Mariners series, the 18-inning game. It's been fucking historic. So many. It's
been historic. It's been, I would say it's been entertaining. It's been super intense. I do not think this has been fun. Like winning games 7-0, 12-0, 14-0, like those are fun. But so they swept the Mariners by 4 runs. Okay, yep. So they won 3 games by a total of 4 runs. They beat the Yankees 4 games, 2, 3, 8, 9 runs, and then this Philly series, game 5, -1 +3 is 2 -5 0. But there's been a 1-run differential. It's 1 run.
True, but
like the Phillies have scored 17 runs, and the Astros have scored 18. That's not fun. I mean, it'll be fun, and if we close this out tomorrow,
it'll be the most possible fun.
God willing, inshallah. Like whether let's get this done tomorrow, but it'll be fun later. But I think with the weight of the expectation and the path that the Astros had with the Mariners, who they kind of handled, in the regular season, the Yankees, who they always handle in October, and then getting the 6th seed from the National League, like it's not been fun. Like this has been awful.
No, it hadn't been fun, but the Astros have only lost 2 games this postseason. I mean,
what are we
about here? So this is, I mean, I think looking back, you can be like, oh yeah, that was fun. It was fun being, I don't know. I guess with the big swings in World Series games, it's not as, it feels a lot worse than it is. But I was, after game 1, I'm just like, oh, that's the only game we've lost this postseason. Like, what are we talking about? And even down 2-1, it's like, what are we talking about? That's nothing. It's not a big deal. It's a long series. Like, it's just, you have to like refocus and put things into actual perspective, because you can get caught up in the, just caught up in it all. Freaking out about decisions and pitching change, just everything. And I mean, I have seen people talking about how McCullers should never start another game again. Just absolute crazy talk.
Would you give him game 7?
Yeah. You split duty with Javi, with the GOAT. But I mean, track record. Yeah. I mean, was he tipping pitches? Probably. I don't know. I think that they hit home runs on 4 different pitches. So I don't know. I don't know if it was something that was a matter of him doing something different for fastballs, and then all of his breaking stuff was completely different, and he was a tell that way. I don't know. Or maybe they just, sometimes you just get got. Like that lineup, that's what the Phillies were built to do.
Yeah.
Hit those home runs, and McCullers is susceptible to the home run every now and again. Wasn't hitting his locations, got squeezed on some calls. But I mean, for me, it's insane to just suddenly think that he can't pitch. And like, who else would you want up? I mean, he has experience in game sevens, winning game sevens, doing stuff in game sevens. I don't know. I don't, that's called the World Series madness, where suddenly any player doing anything bad they're never going to do anything good again, to bench them forever. Change the lineup, start somebody else, take them out. I mean, I understand it, but it's something that fans need to just get a grip and take a deep breath. And something I noticed, I was out for the game last night, and Twitter is also people in real life. There were people yelling out just moronic stuff. Mm-hmm. Just people were definitely live tweeting there and just saying some of the just dumbest stuff imaginable. And that was nice to see that people are still stupid in real life as well. It's not just Twitter.
I tweeted, let me find the tweet. I'm seeing that Chas McCormick's catch is being known as being called the bank robbery, which I think that's really good. Yeah,
that was insane. Wasn't that a pretty similar catch to the one Springer made in 2017?
I don't know. I'm going to watch all those highlights here after I listen to
catch. It looked like the path of the ball. The Springer one, it looked like it was almost the exact same thing. And from all the accounts of last night, that the ball looked like it was carrying. It looked like it was going to get out. It looked like it was going to be impossible to make I mean, that was insane, dude. Even he looked bewildered. Man, what a big play. That's why we're going to do it. That's why we're going to do it. The fortune favors, the ghost wolf has smiled upon me, and that's why it's going to happen. Like those things that could have typically would break bad in the past, where it's like, oh, here we go. It's like, no, they put a stop to it every single time.
I tweeted after Schwarber's home run, will the husband of Kate Upton please come to the service desk to be reunited with your regular season, please? And I left that up. I deserve that. I'll own up to that.
That's funny. Yeah, I was saying that he should just to like get himself back into it. Just be like, if you get a hit or hit a home run, then you can sleep with my wife. And then like just kind of like he just wouldn't let that happen.
I realized that during games like these, I don't do this during the regular season, but I turn into the very vague 1 and 2 word tweeter guy. I tweeted like I tweeted things last night like holy crap. That was a tweet. God dang. That was another tweet. I don't even know what that was about. I think it was probably Mancini.
I like those every now and again. I'll do that. I'll do a wow or a
don't lie. What I don't know, what was that about? Like,
I like that. I've been turning into like just very unnecessary pure anger. Like I would like, yeah, I was like yelling. I would call like, yeah, nice catch, you dumb bitch. I'm just like, yeah, like just very unnecessary stuff. You stupid pieces of shit. Just like really getting like, I'm just like, oh, I was like, I don't even care that much. I'm not even that mad. Sorry, my bad. I overreacted. But just getting real yelling. I've been very upset having to look at fucking Brandon Marsh. Just like take a goddamn bath, you filthy hippie.
Yeah, a hot oil treatment is not the worst idea.
I mean, seriously. He's really tough to look at. Like, and I don't. There are a few players that just elicit that kind of response, and he just like, what is he? He's using chicken grease to wash his hair. Like it's as greased down. It's as greased down as it possibly could be. I don't know. It's ugh.
All right. Hopefully tomorrow is the last time we have to think about him for a very long time.
Yeah, he's been annoying me since when he was with the Angels. I was like, get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Like, I already had to deal with. I was lucky enough to have Cole Calhoun get out of here. Now I got a hobo running around. He was almost as infuriating as Cole Calhoun, but at least he spells his name like a normal person.
Yeah.
And I like to pretend that his dad's Randy Marsh from South Park. Which is very funny.
All right. What else? Are we good?
I mean, yeah, I got nothing else. I was trying to think of songs from earlier, but I can't. I can't do two things at once. Yeah, I think they close it out. I think we celebrate.
Yeah. I can't commit to a post game show in the event that the Astros win the World Series. I think I'll be too delirious. I think
I'll be hammered. I'm going to a whiskey social before the game.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah, so I will be I will probably be on top of a light pole or be riding it if they win, because I will have had a amount of liquor that I typically do not like to consume. It's being set up to where I'm almost forced because I got to drink through the game. But so to have to be drinking and getting all this delicious free whiskey, that's going to be not good for me. So we'll see. So hopefully,
I sincerely hope that Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, we're able to celebrate the second World Series title in Astros history.
we'll definitely do it, but it'll be when we have our energy back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm not gonna. So
don't
bring up that number from a few years ago. Don't even talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody, there was was it John McClain? Some reporter. The first thing he tweeted after they won was about how that was the same situation from 2019. I was like, why would you say that to lead?
It's different though, because they did win game 2, so it's not. No.
Well, they had 6 and 7. I'm just saying they had 6 and 7 at home.
Yeah, coming home for 2 games up 3-2.
That was a different team. That team was a bunch of. They were managed by a buffoon. They were managed by a guy that got hell bent on blowing the World Series. And now they got a cool cucumber.
I think they'll do it for Dusty. I think. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. The JV got off that. Now that JV's box is checked. Now Dusty's got to be next, and then also this will put all the questions about the legacy. So yeah, this is very excited. So
let's just do it. I wish the game was. I wish it was tonight. Like I don't like the off day.
I thought that them having the rain out was going to push it to where there wasn't an off day. I don't know how that worked out, but I'm also
the ML Manfred decided no, let's go ahead and throw an extra day in there. That was they were not going to do that, and then something happened and they went back on it. That's what happened.
So the Phillies wanted that because I know that the internet would like you to believe that Manfred's once again helping the Astros cheat because that's the narrative that's out there, which is the best.
Yep.
Yeah. So okay, well that's fine.
All right. Let's have a triumph of episode 7 of the Postseason Chronicles from Lima Time.
I love it. Yeah, and stay tuned. I'm going to you'll have some absolute nonsense and some Wolf Church content that I'm not going to implore you to keep listening to because it is just pure mayhem. So, but if you want to, you can. And we'll see you the next time. Go Stros. Praise be to the Ghost Wolf.